You know, what's really draining our resources is that we are fighting these two wars and have all these tax cuts for the wealthy.
I agree that the defense budget that you continue to increase needs to be cut, but that does not account for the whole budget deficit.
The wealthy need to pay their fair share.
Fair share? Do you ever mention that the top 10% of income earners in the U.S. pay over 71% of the federal income taxes? You don't want the rich to pay a fair share, you just want the rich to pay more. The bottom 50% income earners pay less than 3% income tax. If 70% is not enough and 3% is too much, what should they be paying?
The rich need to pay their fair share. And the wars are draining our economy.
Yeah, I know. The deficit in 2012 is $1.3 trillion. Defense spending is about $900 billion. Let's say you cut defense spending in half, it would be about $450 billion. That is about what we were spending pre-9/11, okay?
Okay.
Subtract $450 billion from $1.3 trillion. You still have a deficit of $850 billion, right?
Okay.
What is accounting for the other part of the deficit?
What I do know is that the rich need to pay their fair share.
The CBO said that the Bush tax cuts for the rich account for only $70 billion a year over the next 10 years.
70 billion. See? That's a lot of money.
When you are running deficits in the trillions, $70 billion a year is not a lot of money. If you let the Bush tax cuts expire for just the rich, the $1.3 trillion deficit is still over $1.2 trillion a year. That is still a big deficit. So with simple math, it's obvious that the Bush tax cuts for just the rich don't really make that much of a difference.
It's still not fair. The rich need to pay their fair share, and that's what I'm basing my 2012 campaign on. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It's not fair. We need to be fair. Spread the wealth. Americans don't really earn anything without the help of Uncle Sam anyway. Right?
I don't think you're hearing me. We have a big spending problem. 56% of the federal budget is spent on pensions, health care and welfare. That is the spending problem. And one day, one of our nation's leaders need to wake up and address this. We are consuming more than we are able to pay for. No matter how you slice it, we cannot make enough money to pay enough taxes to close the deficit by just increasing taxes alone.
The rich need to pay their fair share.
If every millionaire paid 50, 60, 70% of their income, it still would not close the deficit. There simply are not as many wealthy people in the U.S. as you would like to think. Everyone would have to take a haircut. Rich, old, young, middle class and even those paying hardly anything would all have to chip in. Again, to solve the problem you must cut the crazy defense spending, and dramatically change pension spending, health care spending, and welfare spending. All of that has to change dramatically. You ignore this problem now, like you and everyone before you has, all you are doing is kicking the can down the road. You have extended the Bush tax cuts. You have extended the debt ceiling. You added another complex health care bill to an already complex health care system. And the federal debt continues to grow, even faster now than it did before, under Bush. You brought a pocket knife to a problem that requires a machete. Not only have you done nothing different, you have made things even worse. You have put seed out, and your main strategy is what again? Take a pitchfork to all the rich, raise it high above your head and say,
the rich need to pay their fair share, spread the wealth. Remember, you didn't earn it by yourself. Thank you, everyone. Vote for me in November. I promise to spread the wealth, make things fair and even free in some cases, even if we go broke while doing it.